Hey Grokites! Today we're gonna grok when you should have children. Well, I don't know when you should have children, but as a woman who spent pretty much all of my fertile years in college and graduate school, I thought about this issue a lot, and I get asked about it a lot. Let's place this in some context. For pretty much all of human history, women had children when they were most fertile. Fertility is a clinical term, the way I'm using it here. It's the time when your body is most evolutionarily at an advantage for carrying, birthing, nursing, and maintaining the life of a tiny, helpless human. In modern times, when women are at their most fertile, they have the opportunity to go to school, thank goodness, and they have the opportunity to control their reproductive cycles, thank goodness. I was in graduate school starting the process of writing my thesis when I became a mom. I was 29. When I was trying to decide when the right time was to have kids, these are the things I was thinking about, and maybe you're thinking about them too. Number 1, fitness. When is the right time to have children, like anatomically and physiologically speaking? Is there a right time? I know women can and do give birth well into their 30s, 40s, and even 50s. But as a neuroscientist who studied a lot about fetal development, I'm just gonna be straight with you. If you get pregnant and you're over the age of 35, your pregnancy will be flagged as high risk for a lot of reasons, which can impact the kind of birth that you wanna have. In addition, you may be subject to a lot of tests, which can increase risk to the fetus, anxiety, and a lot of other issues that you may not wanna deal with. Number 2, career. Many women all over the world work. And in many cases, women are the primary breadwinners for their families. How do you have a baby and still work and support your family? The notion that giving birth is like something you go do real quick and then get right back to work is actually not really how it pans out. The process of giving birth is kind of a big deal. Working until the day you go into labor, thinking that you're gonna get back to work as soon as possible, is not always healthy for you. It can be physically draining and emotionally draining as well, even if you prefer to be at work. And so the decision is not just, when do I have a baby, or am I ready to become a mom? It really becomes, when's the most convenient time for my boss for me to have a baby? Will me giving birth become a burden to my workplace if it happens at an inopportune time? Will I lose my job if I have a long recovery? This is often the most painful and difficult issue that women encounter when trying to figure out when to have a baby. Number 3, childcare. Having a baby is one thing. Raising it is another. Women's brains have evolved over the course of millions of years of evolution to be primed for keeping a baby alive. If we choose to work, who raises our baby? What are the daycare opportunities near where we work? Are they reasonable? Are we seen as a burden to our coworkers if we choose to take time out to breastfeed? Our decisions often become wrapped up in what works best for other people as opposed to our decision to become a parent. These are excruciatingly difficult questions, and here are my takeaway suggestions for how to handle them. Number 1, don't wait for your life to start. If having children when you are young is important to you, and especially if you plan to have more than 1 or 2 children, don't gamble with your convictions about your fitness. Obviously, this doesn't mean that I don't think you should get your college or graduate degree, but putting off having kids until you reach some sort of academic milestone can often lead to your 30s passing you by without having had children. I felt confident that I wanted to have children when my eggs were as young as possible. That's just me. I don't know what's right for you. Many women take time off from school to have babies, and that's a totally viable option. Will you get behind? Yes. But will you have your physical fitness on your side if that's something that's important to you? Yes. Number 2, decide the life you want. I chose to stay home with my kids in their formative years rather than advance my career as a scientist. And I had been out of the acting world for almost a decade at that time. It was a painful decision, and it was not without a lot of doubt. And this is a pain and a doubt that only women in this situation can understand. I had to choose. I chose to be home. And I returned to work and went back to acting when my second son was a toddler. Much as I wonder what life would have been like had I put my children in daycare, and I don't begrudge women who do, I felt that it was my life's work to be home with my children. I have no regrets about that. I wanted to be there for every second, and I was. There is no right or wrong answer here. You get to decide your life. Not your mom, not your paycheck, not your thesis advisor, you. Number 3, rage. It's okay to feel outraged and enraged by the state of things. Especially in the United States, women do not get enough paid maternity leave. Men hardly get any. There are countries in this world that give a year of paid maternity leave followed by a year of paid paternity leave. Those are countries that are investing in parenthood and in family building. When governments prioritize the health of a mother and a baby and a family, people are happier and society functions better. Be angry that your country doesn't do that. I don't have all the answers for all women. I know what worked for me, but nothing any of us do is ever perfect. My heart goes out to women forced into working situations that do not give them choices. And we need to do better supporting women in their childbearing years, no matter what their choices are. Ultimately, we all benefit when our society values women as mothers and contributors to a larger society of thinkers, doers, and creators. Please leave me your comments below. How did you decide when to have children? Or what are the things you're thinking about if you're currently deciding when to have children? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Go to GrokNation.com for more articles on being a working mom, and see you next time.